Hey, what's up? Well, I'm back again, back with another video already. And as you can see, I cut my hair. I said I wouldn't for a while, but unfortunately it just ended up happening. I'm glad I got it cut so that I don't have to think about it until this summer. And I'm wearing my little bunny rabbit earrings because we are getting close to Easter. And we've already had Palm Sunday, so this Friday is Good Friday. And you know what's awesome about the moon this year is how we've pretty much had full moons during the first 4 holidays of 2022. We had it for Martin Luther King Day, Valentine's, St. Patrick's, and now Easter, or roughly around that time. You know, it wasn't exactly full necessarily, but it was pretty close. So anyway, enough about the moon. I am very unhappy about the fact that Easter is right now up in the air. I don't know where I'll be on Easter. Could be with my mom, could be with my dad. Who knows? You know, it's very uncertain at this point because we thought we would be signing on a house, but turns out there's stuff that we need to take care of before we can. So anyway, I'm going ahead and making some videos this week because I could end up at my mom's house and not be able to make a video for quite a while. And I also won't have my telescope. So that's not going to be fun, but I'd rather be with my mom for Easter than my dad or all by myself. So anyway, enough about me and my life. What I'd like to talk about in this video is something about a different topic, but very similar to a lot that I've already talked about. And it's the fact that there were vomiting scenes in Hey Arnold. Okay, and one of the first vomiting scenes involved Helga, of all people. And while I didn't really watch the Hey Arnold series, I mean, sure, I watched some episodes, but I'd be lying if I said that I knew the series to the extent that I know Rugrats, which I'm not sure I know any series to quite that extent. Except perhaps as told by Ginger, because there aren't as many episodes, but that one was off the air before it was actually completed. So, you know, there were vomiting scenes, and although they were not as graphic as they were in Rugrats, there clearly were vomiting scenes. And I cannot believe, you know, Helga, the other blonde bully, vomited in one of the oldest, if not the oldest, Hey Arnold episode. It was a Valentine's episode. And Arnold himself also vomited, and so did Harold. So there were some puke scenes in Arnold. And, you know, of course, there were in other cartoons. And so, you know, that's just always been something, you know, between vomiting, snot, and poop. You know, bodily functions are just something that I can't forget. You know, it's just not something I can watch and then forget that it ever happened. Not that I'm saying they shouldn't have vomiting scenes, because that's a good thing. You know, I like puke scenes. You know, I've always had this fascination with bodily functions. And, you know, the way I've always related to it, you know, personally, I just love sick episodes, okay? I've just always loved sick episodes. And granted, it doesn't make me relate to or identify with the character. It doesn't make me want to wear them on my clothing. Not that I want any characters on my clothing. But I just love sick episodes because, to me, it is what makes it realistic. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that, you know, there's this trope that all characters are in perfect health unless the illness has something to do with the story. You know what I'm saying? Even if the actor in real life is actually sick, they will do everything in their power not to mention that, not to cough, or if they do cough, it's edited out. They just never mention that the character is sick or have them coughing and sneezing or vomiting unless it deals with the storyline, unless it pertains to the story. So, um, it's rare, but it's a good thing, and that's one of the things I did like about Nickelodeon. Although that makes it an irreverent station, the fact that they did discuss bodily functions on screen and have people vomiting, including the girls. That's one of the things I do remember and like about Nickelodeon is that they had that kind of stuff. And, it's just, I don't know what it is. It's just, I've always had a fascination with puke scenes and bodily functions, because I've always had this fantasy, like my relationship with bodily functions and being sick and all that. Well, other than the reality, aside from the reality that, of course, everyone, has to deal with being sick at some point. And if there's one thing I remember about my childhood, it's that it was the time of my life when I was most frequently ill as far as, like contagious disease, particularly ages 6 through 17 or 18, whenever I was in public school. But one thing I do remember is that no matter how often I got sick as a child, which really, it wasn't like I got sick more than the average kid. It was just, well, I was in a public school, and of course you're going to be exposed to things. But I always had this fantasy about me being a superhero that didn't get sick, or, kind of like the girls don't poop thing, only slightly more believable. I'd say that I didn't get sick or I'd never been sick. And, I've just always wanted to, like, I don't know how to explain it, like be thought of it as not getting sick. Like, just like I don't want to show my eyes on YouTube, just for my safety, really. But it's like I just want to conceal that part of me that gets sick or is vulnerable or whatnot. Just like I don't like to cry in front of people. But yeah, it's like I would never. I am so grateful to have a stay-at-home mom because I never had to go to school when I was sick as a dog. And, it's one of the many reasons I don't want to have kids, because you would go through morning sickness and you would also get sick from your kids once they are born. And it's just a horrible thing all around, for someone who is so self-conscious about bodily functions and being sick, to have to go through that would just be awful. But yep, Hey Arnold had some puke scenes, and although I'd like to upload the clips, I'm not going to, because I don't want to figure out how to do that, nor do I want to get my channel in trouble. So yeah, Hey Arnold had puke scenes.